Alemayehu Tewodros, having you here in 9Royal Radio 94.3. It's a great pleasure to me since I have a great guest tonight, King Tewodros family, descendants of Tewodros, the brave Tewodros, the unified Ethiopian visionary Tewodros. That makes me great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I'm Saganalu. Yes, from my family bloodline, it starts from my father's side of the family. My great-grandfather came to America in 1927, and since then he had his name changed and continued a new life. He was around the age of 60 when he had my grandfather, and from there my bloodline generation started from going back to Tewodros, which makes me fourth generation.
In Ethiopia, have you met with your family?
Yes, my story began which meeting family members over here. One particular would be Abibich Casa Tewodros. I met her through making my journey through here, but she was first featured on MHR TV, interviewed by the reporter Del Nessa, and from there she was the one who gave information that Tewodros had more than just Alemayehu, Meshisha, and Alatash. So I was seeking out to find her to help bring a connection and close a gap in which I was seeking.
Hello, Mr. Sean. Everything is well, and I'm glad you're doing okay after talking to you the other night. And ain't nothing changed at your house. They're still fighting and squabbling over computers and the TV. So I just wish you well and have a good Christmas, and I will be sending you a Christmas present.
People were celebrating 150 years of King Tewodros' suicide, his life to the sake of his country and his people. When they talk about the history of King Tewodros, what do you feel about it, even you are in Ethiopia?
Well, once I arrived in Ethiopia, I didn't know that the event, Magdala 150 years, was taking place. So my plan was to see Abibich again, but when I saw that and they had all the history, the scholars, the doctors, the universities, and I'm like, this is something very serious. I mean, you have people from all over the world come and be a part of this event.
ሰላምታዬን አቀርባለሁ። ከሁሉ አስቀድሜ በዚህ የትውውቅ መርሃ ግብር ለተገኛችሁ ሁሉ ከልብ የመነጨ ምስጋናዬን ለመግለጽ እወዳለሁ።
Well, half of those people thought I was crazy to mention that, I could be related to a king family, and the other half was very excited because as African Americans, there's a ongoing search for where we belong and who we come from, and it's a bloodlines, and so at that moment I had brought a new reality. I can actually show pictures and statues of coming from someone in Ethiopia that I had relations to, so it kind of opened up an inspiration for many African Americans to seek out the greatness and discover more about the world outside of what we were taught. So pride, having a black king, or matter of fact a black emperor, that was something phenomenal experience, and many African Americans are ready to grasp onto that. So, but there was no outlets until now when I was able to introduce that, and I'm sure from this point on there's probably going to be more African Americans trying to find bloodlines and traveling back to Africa. So I think there might be some type of bridge. It's going to be a new evolution of discovering ourselves. So they were very proud to hear how much I spoke Ethiopia and had the proof of the kings and the queens, princes and the princesses. So that was just a mind-blowing experience for many of those who I've met.